How's it going, everybody? This is Big Daddy Dave. Welcome to the channel. This is a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Hagenstedt. And first, we're going to start with the description from the mod hub. Start your career now and discover the numerous fields of activity of a modern farmer. In this game mode, you are completely free to decide what tasks you want to pursue. Do you want to purchase new fields and expand your farm? Do you want to increase your livestock? Or do you want to invest your hard-earned cash in new machinery? The decision is yours. With the right amount of skill and diligence, you can soon become one of the most successful farmers across the country. Dive right into the multifaceted world of agriculture. 43 fields, BGA, spaces for placeables, including new placeables. This map was created by Vanquish081 and is 169.62 megabytes to download. As you can see on the screen, this is the map for Hagenstedt, or Hagenstedt. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that, but we're going to go with that one. This is the map. What do we start out with on the map? Well, we start with the main farm, dead center of the map, as well as fields 16 and 15. You can purchase multiple points on the map, any part of any of the fields, and there's a huge mix of different size fields, different structures, but they're all pretty nice and square, which is kind of nice on this map. But what about the periphery? Well, the periphery is a little bit different on this map compared to most maps. Yes, you can purchase the periphery, but you can purchase it in quadrants. So the southeast, southwest, northwest, northeast. And you can see the prices are huge. That northeastern quadrant is 9,100,000, southeast 11,100,000, 8 million, 8.6, and 6.1 respectively. You can purchase all the various points of interest, including the area where the shop's at and whatnot, but it is part of one of these quadrant zones, so it's going to be expensive to do so. Let's see, we do start out with contracts. As you can see here, there are collectibles, 100 in fact. You can see at the bottom right, collectibles collected, 0 of 100. Let's take a look at our starting equipment. We go to our owned items. Under small tractors, we start with the Steyr 8150. Under medium tractors, the Valtra 8750, as well as the Massey Ferguson 3670. Under harvesters, we have the Rosselmash Nova 330. The trailers, the Welger DK115. The header for the Rosselmash, the Raby EG3/9 cultivator. Under seeders, we have the Nordsten HK25 NS33030. Under spreaders, we have the Lizard LITS 3500. This is a custom fertilizer spreader put into the game, and you can purchase this under a different section. I'll show you where. We have the header trailer for the Rosselmash, as well as several weights for each of the tractors. Now, when looking at the mods and DLCs, you see this section right here. Normally, this is titled for the map card or whatever one that you're playing on. This one just shows up at blank, so it always shows up at the very beginning, and this is the only mod that's unique to this map. There are other mods unique to this map, but they are under the build mode. If you look under sheds and you go to the very far right, you can see there's several mods that are placed here that are unique to this map. But again, because the car doesn't have that title to it, it doesn't appear that all of these have the title listed underneath the price like they would normally do on other maps. So there are sheds, there are silos, and various other holding warehouses. There are extensions, like the manure heap extension, as well as the large silo extension there. There are various containers, like water tanks, herbicide buy points, diesel buy points, seeds, Oops, too many back bushes. Under tools, we do have various vehicle workshops, and it does appear that we have farmhouses as well. We do have a couple of production points that are unique to this map, such as the Spinnery as well. I'm sorry, the dairy as well as the Spinnery. I didn't notice any selling points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. Under animals, there's nothing new under cows, horses, pigs, but there is this one sheep barn that is unique to the map. Nothing under chickens, bees that I noticed, or dogs. There does appear to be new fencing, but just appears to be this one down here at the end, that kind of wooden fence. I'm not 100% sure of these custom lights for the map. I don't know about that one. And I believe these are actual custom to the map as well from Lizard going forward. And I do believe there are a couple custom textures down here at the end for painting as well. So let's go ahead and start walking around our yard here. We start on the map here at our farmhouse. Here is our sleep trigger, and around the back side is our wardrobe. Now before we get too far in, I am going to say this right off the bat. This map gives me huge Westbridge Hills vibes. And would kind of make sense because it's, as far as I'm aware, it's the same map maker. I believe Vanquish, who was it? Vanquish 081? Yeah, 081. I believe they made a version of Westbridge Hills for Farming Simulator 22, and I also believe they made last year's version, or last iteration's version, for FS19. So let's take a trip around our yard. We start here at our vehicle repair point here at the yard. Come all the way over here to a sell point right here at the yard. This is the farmers market sell point. We have a petrol tank that we can purchase diesel from directly at the farm. And you can see there's tons of places to store equipment, any additional equipment. Over there is where all of our starting equipment is at the beginning. Over here is our chicken pasture. It can hold 80 chickens. Here is our grain silo. This is just a base game silo. It does say multi-silo HT, but when I looked at the various crops for storage, I'm not seeing anything outside the ordinary of besides these potato and sugar beets, and that's because of another warehouse that we have access to. You can see there's no like additional holds for our grains and for our crops. Over here is a potato and sugar beet. Over here, take out around the back for potatoes and sugar beets. Oh, I just noticed this. Look at that, little drawings on the wall. So this side's potatoes, and this side's sugar beet. Over here we have a seed buy point, a herbicide buy point. All of our starting equipment is right here. Here we have a solid fertilizer buy point as well as a liquid fertilizer buy point. And that's the yard. We're going to hop into this Veltra here. We're going to take it for a quick spin. So we're going to head down south. Sorry, I was looking over my notes there. So I'm going to go a slightly different way than my original... when I was originally going through this map, I had kind of a set path I was going down, and then I discovered something right at the very end, of course. So we are going to take a slightly different route than what I originally planned, and we'll fill that in along the way. So we are starting way at the southwestern corner of the map, and let's see, nope, this is fine. That's the whole reason why I've got this large map in the corner up, is just making sure I'm heading in the right direction. Alright, so this is what I discovered at the very end of my kind of go through getting familiar with the map. Is right here. This is a sheep barn, sheep pasture, and you can see that normally a sheep pasture would have the icons. In order to activate those icons, you go to your map, and then under this section here where we're at, you purchase this plot of land for $296,730, and all your various triggers will come up, as well as a couple of other triggers. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just purchase this one. We'll just borrow a bunch of money real quick, because why not? Just be easier to show people instead of trying to explain. So we go back to our map, purchase it, and now you see we got various triggers here. There's our sheep barn, and if we turn around, hop out of the tractor, here's our sheep barn. It can hold 100 sheep. Now you see there's a couple of repair triggers on this part of the map. Now I think that this disc here is not intended to be here. Might come along with an update to remove this, but if you see, there's no way to kind of activate it. I don't know if you can hear my thumbstick clicking, but trying, there's nothing there. But if we come around to the opposite side, and you also notice there was no hash marks like what I'm pulling up to here. There is another wrench which you can use. So I think that other side is supposed to be kind of, you know, not supposed to be there. This is our feed input, some barn space. Directly ahead of us is the wool spawn point, as well as the water input. Now we're going to do a bit of backtracking. We'll pick up where my notes left off at this point, because, like I said, did this a little out of order, but that's okay. We're adaptable. And it's just going to take us a few seconds to get out to the next point of interest. Now you can see kind of these gold diskettes that you can use. These are like the ATM little shortcut points to, you know, be able to borrow money or repay your loans. Directly in front of us is the mill sell point. And while we have a moment, let's go ahead and stop here. We'll take a look at the map and see where we were. We started out here at the house. We walked over to the repair trigger. We came up to this farmer's market sell point. We checked out the diesel or the petrol tank, the chicken coop, the silo, the potatoes and beet warehouse, the various seed buy point, herbicide buy point, and fertilizer and liquid fertilizer buy points. We then came out in the Valtra, came all the way down, and to the sheep barn where we checked out the 2 vehicle workshops buttons. This one is not active, but this one is, as well as the input, which is over here on this side of the sheep pasture, and the water and wool spawn points are over here. We then came back up this road out to here to the mill sell point, and we're caught back up to where we were. So next point of interest is just down the road here. Alright, directly in front of us here is the Spinnery production point. This one you can purchase for $90,000. Product goes in there, product comes out there. This is where you get your like linen, your fabrics. Let's see, over here is the thread wholesale sell point. Oh, hey. And our next point of interest is just down here. Now this one I just so happened to stumble across and had this, if that manure heap that you can see right there, if that disket wasn't showing up on the map, I would have done the same exact thing about skipping over it like I did the sheep barn. But because that disc was there and showing up, this cow barn actually, I stumbled across it. So this cow barn will hold 200 cows, and if you purchase it for $159,000, very similar to the sheep pasture, you come to oh, and what is? Alright, so after this we're going on an adventure because I just noticed this blank spot down here and wondering if that might be another point of interest. But if we come down here, purchase the land, now you'll see the triggers pop up. You'll see there's our milk buy point, our milk point. Here is our slurry output. Here is the feed input. You can put down your straw down around this area. This is our input for our cows. Like I said, 200 cows. Around the back side here is our water point, and then our manure extension. Now, in real time, you're going to see me do this. I'm going to go ahead and just purchase this, see if anything pops up. And nothing popped up. I wonder what is here. Alright, we are going to go on a little adventure, and if nothing turns up to be around here, then I'll just cut this out of the edited video. But right now, we're along for a ride. And it's right over this hill, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Wonder if maybe it's like, because no triggers or anything popped up, so I wonder if maybe it's like a barn or a storage point for equipment kind of thing. Yep, that's exactly what it is, a little barn for your equipment. If you own those fields there, 41, you can store equipment there. So anyways, but you could store equipment there either way. You didn't have to actually purchase the land, but you know, if you're doing a role play or gameplay, you can purchase it and be okay. So we're going to come back out this side of the cow pasture alongside fields 35. And come back out towards where the Spinnery production point was. And see the Spinnery is right there on the left, as well as the thread wholesale. Ooh. Pay attention to what I'm doing. Right there is a diesel purchase point. And we come around here. We'll take in this group of points of interest. Around back here, right here is the garden center. And there's another one of those ATM diskettes. Again, another herbicide, liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer buy point, as well as a seed buy point. And right now I'm driving right on top of another portion of the garden center sell points. Now again, we're going to take a look at the map, see where we were and where we came from. We were all the way over here at the mill sell point. We came out, took in the Spinnery production point as well as the thread wholesale, came down this little track here and around, took in the cow barn, came back down around to see what was down here. Just turned out to be a barn, just a purchasable barn area. Came back up and out, drove alongside of the wholesaler to take in the petrol tank, across the bridge, over to the garden center, around the backside to take in all the various buy points and the other garden center buy point, sell point. So from here, we are actually going to turn around. And then come along the backside of the garden center. And this is going to take us to our next production point directly in front of us with the big tower stacks there. That is the dairy production point. Dairy production can be purchased for $120,000. And you can see directly in front of us is the spawn point for the products. That is the input for the products. And then back there is the management center. Now we're going to head down this little dirt path. Cool little wooden bridge just above it. So towards the end, I'm going to give my opinion of the map and just kind of let you know what I think of it. But that'll come later. Right here is our next sell point. This is the inn sell point, INN, like a hotel. And we're just going to come out back here real quick, just as a little side note for the amount of detail that's on this map. Little RV site, little campsite. I think this is really cool. And then you come along to the backside. You see here, it just butts up to the beach. Along this little riverbank. I think that's pretty. Whoa, big dip in the ground. I think that's pretty sweet. That's pretty cool. Moving on. Ooh. Narrow road. Guess they wanted to get to the inn. Alright, directly in front of us and beyond this gate, you'll see here is a lime buy point, as well as another diesel tank to purchase from. And then this whole property is the BGA. Let's go ahead and pull up further. You can purchase the BGA for $332,256. And we're going to take a look at the map just real fast. So we were up here at the garden center, came looped around the backside to the dairy production, went across the street, back around, took in the inn sell point, came up here to where the campsite was along the riverbank and the beach, came back out, went over and took in the lime sell point, the diesel sell point, and now taking a look at the BGA. Again, $332,000. This is another one of those locations where you have to purchase the property in order to get access to the production point itself. Just a standard BGA, just standard inputs and outputs. And there's another point of interest here that I just noticed. Okay. So that's more than likely another barn space over there. Yep, exactly what it is. More barn space. Okay. There's just those little slivers of property that, unless you're paying attention like really close, you could just overlook, and it's easier to notice once you purchase or have highlighted those kind of quadrant angles areas, the you know, the periphery kind of deal. But now we're gonna go ahead and leave the BGA and head out. Now this is really cool up here. I thought this was pretty, like, just, you got the kind of point of interest with the campsite, but now you're coming up here and you're cutting through like this little village, like this little town kind of thing, and it's just, I don't know, just, you know, more than likely you're gonna do exactly what I'm doing, just cut right through it, but it's just that kind of little enhancement to the map I think is really nice. Cutting through, we see here another gas station. But I don't know if this was done on purpose or what, because you can see there's a petrol tank, a diesel tank here, but it's inserted into the gas pump. So my guess is that this is probably just something left over from the port from PC to console and will most likely need an update. And then you come across the street. Now this is, again, this is just another Westbridge Hills vibe. This is the same exact shop point as Westbridge Hills. Now if we go inside, you see this is the shop menu where you can purchase all your various equipment and whatnot. And then we turn around, head back out, and here is our repair and customization trigger. As well as, again, just the gold, you know, check finance screen. From here, we are going to go out the back. Ooh, big hills. Nope, going around. And now we're coming up on some more points of interest, some more storage space for equipment that if you purchase these kind of northern areas, you can keep the equipment that's pertinent to these fields up here instead of having to drag them all over the map. So again, here is another gas station with that same issue with the kind of tank just kind of protruding out. It's not laid out horizontally like the other one was, but same thing. Another finance check station. Some more purchase points. On the left we got solid fertilizer, on the right liquid fertilizer as well as herbicide. Those are all buy points. Off to our left is our seed buy point. And then that is the farm shop sell point. And then we're coming up here on our right. Let's see, up here is the port sell point. And then right across the way is the sawmill. So here is our input for our wood, our sell point. I'm driving over right there, the management, as well as the sell point for wood chips. And then coming back around, going down south. Alright, so now we got a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and voice my opinion on this map. I am a huge fan of Westbridge Hills. Both the Farming Simulator 19 version by Vanquish, as well as the 22 version. That being said, this map gives me big time Westbridge Hills vibe, and I like it. I absolutely like it. This is basically Westbridge Hills on steroids to me. If you like Westbridge Hills, come check this one out, because a lot of the fields themselves are flat, but everything surrounding the fields is not. It's very, very pretty is kind of a way to put it, but I don't know, pristine, I guess, is probably a good word I can use. Alright, right here is our last sales point. This is the freight yard sell point. Across the way there is another diesel buy point. And then if we cut down to our last point of interest, straight ahead is the animal dealer, and this is where you can purchase all your animals, load them into trailers, or send them directly to any pens that you already own. Like right now, it's asking me which pen do I want to load into, and I can buy directly from here at a convenience fee, with a convenience fee. So, like I was saying, regarding my opinion, I think this map is awesome. I'm really enjoying this map. The way it looks, there's all sorts of little details and whatnot that are just that you wouldn't see on a lot of other maps. You wouldn't like coming up and seeing the little caravan or campsite kind of thing. You know, there's a couple of forestry areas on this map. There's like a little train yard, but it's not a train yard, you know, like what we would see in the current version of Farming Simulator 22. It's just kind of stationary. You know, you got a port where you would load and unload various sets of equipment. I don't know, it just, I think it's clean, it's uses the space very well, just very, very nice. I really enjoy it. So one last look at the map of where we were and how we got there. So we were up here at the BGA, came down this road, through town here, we came up to the gas station and across the street to the vehicle shop. We came out of the vehicle shop, up and around, and took in this last sell point, the farm shop, as well as the various buy points for the diesel and the herbicide fertilizers. Left there, came up and around and checked out this port sell point, as well as the sawmill up in the northwest. Came down around field 1, came down, and we checked out the freight yard sell point, as well as the diesel tank buy point, and then the livestock market. And that is it. Oh, you know what we did not go over was the slots. How many slots are in this map? So currently, wow, that's actually not bad at all. 725 slots out of 4,400 slots, and that's on Xbox Series S and X, as well as PlayStation 5, the 4400. On the previous gen consoles, I think it's half of that again. I think it's like 2,200. Don't quote me on that total slot count, but it's ballpark around there, I think. Anyways, that's the map tour. That is the map. I hope you all enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, follow, do all the things that the algorithms like for you to do to help out this channel. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Take care.